Welcome to our solar electric trailer journey. Today we are so excited to have with us fellow YouTuber and EV owner Bill Bortzfield with us. I'm so excited to be talking to you and learning from you. But before we begin, Devin and I both want to thank you so much for having us on your show today.
Well, I'll tell you, when I saw you guys with your Bolt and towing your Aliner and putting solar on it, you quickly intrigued me because I'm a big believer in EVs, just like you are. And so I enjoyed the chance to get to meet both of you. And I want to say also, welcome to Jacksonville, Florida, since you are both new residents of Jacksonville.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. I'll put a link to the episode in our newsletter for you to follow. Bill, we understand that you and your wife have 3 EVs. Tell us about those EVs.
Yeah, we've actually got this Zero SRF motorcycle. Of course, that's made by a California company. They've been in business more than a decade now. We also have a Ford Mustang Mach-E, and my wife Susan drives a Mini Cooper SE EV.
Nice, I love those Mini Coopers. So how did you come about buying all EVs?
Well, you know, it goes back to my time at the Florida Times-Union. I was doing automotive coverage, and I got invited down to Tesla's supercharger opening back when Tesla still had a public relations department, and they offered to let me take a Model S P85 out in the back roads of St. Johns County. And when I felt that torque, I was blown away. There was nothing like it I had ever experienced. I had driven Dodge Vipers and Porsches and Ford GTs, but nothing prepared me for that Tesla. And I couldn't afford to run out and buy a Model S, but I could afford a Zero. And it's got similar feel when it comes to torque and handling. That, and I do believe that electric vehicles are the way we need to go in terms of the environment as well. I mean, climate change is the biggest threat we face right now. And so while electrics aren't perfect, they are certainly a step in the right direction.
Yeah, that's exactly how we feel too. What year is this the Zero?
It's 2020. I got it back in 2019.
Okay. And what's the model?
It's called a Zero SRF. Zero has quite a few different models. This is what I would describe as their current generation framework. Its sister models are called the SRS, which is more of a sport touring motorcycle with, you can get optional luggage and it comes with a fairing. And then it has another in the line called the SR, which is basically the base model.
Oh, I just love it. It's just absolutely a gorgeous bike.
Thanks.
Love it. How fast can it go?
Well, I don't know from experience because I'm not about to go in excess of 100 miles per hour to find out. But I will say that no motorcyclist will be wanting for power on a SRF. For motorcyclists that might be watching this, in terms of torque, I mean, you're talking about Ducati levels of torque. You'll get to 60 in approximately low to mid 3s. This is somebody who really knows what they're doing. And it's a very easy ride because, of course, as you know, just like cars, electric motorcycles have no manual transmissions. It's direct belt drive, so it's just twist and go, and you get that throttle right down low and just go. What's
the fastest you'll admit to having gone?
70 miles per hour.
Okay, I love it. Good answer, good answer. So how far can you go on a full charge?
On a full charge, it really, like electric cars, depends on how you're riding. I would say the most I've gone on this, I believe it was somewhere around 114 or 116 miles. That would be going down A1A, which is a new Floridian. You may not know yet, but it's a beautiful ride, and it tends to be a stop-and-go slower ride.
Nice.
On the interstates, if you were going with the speed of traffic, you might only see 75 miles to a charge. And the longest day I've driven is 371 miles.
Wow, okay, nice. And how long does it take to charge on a level 2 charger?
It depends what option package you have. In my case, I have the mid-level charger, so To go from 10 to 80% would take me about an hour and a half.
Okay.
If you had the fastest version of level 2 charger, you can knock that down to an hour. So this one has a 6 kilowatt charger on it, but they also sell a model with a 12 kilowatt optional charging package called a rapid charger.
Okay.
And then they also have a software store where they're going to sell upgrades this fall. Well, I'll be able to up the charging speed to somewhere around 6.6 kilowatts.
Okay.
Or if you had the 12 kilowatt charger, you could up it to about 13.
Yeah. We have found that when we stop and charge, we also use that as a bathroom break or go in and get a meal
Absolutely.
or a drink or something. So that hour charging is really no big deal.
Well, what I do on a motorcycle, I find that a lot of towns and cities have level 2 charging stations in their urban cores. And so what I do, I usually plan my trips to take advantage of that. So I lead a motorcycle group as well. And so one of the things that we like to do is ride to cities and towns. And, you know, we'll get a meal together. I'll take them to Fernandina Beach or St. Augustine. We've gone up to Savannah, St. Simon's. No, not St. Simon's on this one. That was a different motorcycle. Jekyll Island, Georgia.
Okay.
Taking them over to Gainesville, places like that. And I find that, you know, about the time we get out of lunch, I'm usually got a recharge for the return trip.
What is the approximate cost per mile for the fuel on your bike?
Well, here in Jacksonville, as this is being recorded, the residential kilowatt rate is 12 cents a kilowatt. This holds a max of 14.4 kilowatts. So basically, I would say a charge would cost me about roughly $1.20 from 0 to full. And that would be good, as I say, for roughly 100 miles, depending on how I'm riding.
Wow, what a good deal nowadays. That's fantastic.
And, you know, to give you a quick example, I went down to South Florida to Boca Raton and back on the 0 in the spring. And that didn't cost me a penny, because every beach town I visited happened to have free level 2 charging.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, what a nice trip. That's one you'll always remember.
It was fun.
That's great.
And for your viewers, if anyone is interested, there is a full episode on that on my EVRider channel.
Good to know. Devin and I used to own a Harley Davidson, let me get this right, Sportster 1200.
Oh, yes.
How does the 0 compare to that?
Actually, that's a pretty good comparison. In terms of weight and size and displacement, it's probably not a bad comparison. I can't tell you the weight of your old Sportster off the top of my head, but I can tell you this one is 498 pounds.
Okay. Many bikers, now you know the Harleys are noisy. Many bikers think that that noise keeps them safe on the road with other cars going around them. The 0 is quiet. How do you protect yourself from other cars?
Well, you know, first off, to me, as a motorcyclist, it's all about defensive driving. You will not catch me on the road ever without a helmet, without long pants, without gloves. And it's all about what you were taught when you first got your license, about being very defensive in your riding. You know, I always look for the whites of people's eyes. I always look for escape routes. I try never to allow myself to be boxed in traffic, where if somebody does something that is unexpected, I can't maneuver around it. As a motorcyclist, you just never count on the other person seeing you. You just can't. And for those that believe that loud pipes save lives, well, you know, when you think how many people are on their phones, listen to their radios, have their windows up, have the air conditioner going, and all the rest, I think being defensive and riding safely with a full face helmet and armor is a much better defense when you're riding a motorcycle.
Perfect protection. Absolutely.
Well, nothing's perfect, but
it's better than,
yes.
You have to be defensive when you ride a motorcycle, for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. What are some of the best rides you've ever taken?
Well, boy, I would say back before my EV days, back when I lived in California, gone from Palm Springs up to Big Bear, down to San Diego, and back up the Pacific Coast Highway would probably be what would rank at the top of my list. Stunning beauty in a very different way, riding across the desert from Palm Springs, California to Las Vegas, Nevada. Here in Florida, I think A1A riding along the Atlantic Ocean is just stunning in a different way than it is out in California. So I think I've been very blessed to ride in some different environments throughout my lifetime. I've lived in multiple states since I've been a motorcyclist.
Tell us about your fabulous EVRider channel on YouTube.
Yeah, well, I just started that less than a year ago. I decided the time was right to retire from my media career in journalism. I'd worked for several of the Jacksonville news outlets in Houston and California, and I just decided I wanted to do something fun. And what's more fun than having an excuse to get on the motorcycle and to jump in my cars, because I'm a big automotive aficionado, and although I'm an EV proponent, I love all types of motorcycles and cars. So for example, last week I did an episode on a couple people. They had BMW i8s, which are plug-in hybrids. I still go to classic car shows. I still love muscle cars from the 70s, and I'm excited about what's coming down the pike with all the EVs. I've already been fortunate enough to drive a Ford F-150 Lightning and a Mach-E GT Performance, and this gives me an excuse to get out there and enjoy all the technology that's coming our way.
Yeah, and it's coming fast. Yeah. It's nice to get in on it, isn't it?
It is.
Tell us how we find EVRider on YouTube.
Yeah, so EVRider, if you want to watch it on YouTube, you literally just type in the EVRider channel, so EVRider channel, or you can find me on the web at EVRider.tv. And, I'll go ahead and plug the website because occasionally I'll put things on the website that didn't necessarily make it into the videos. So you'll find, for example, if I do a car review, you might find some additional facts and figures about an automobile or such. And every once in a while, I'll do a story without video at EVRider.tv.
Okay, so now you know how to get a hold of Bill. That's wonderful. It's a great channel. I've watched it.
Oh, thank you.
I love it. Thank you so much, Bill. It has been a joy to interview you and learn from you.
Oh.
Absolutely. I'm excited for the future of EV cars and motorcycles. Mm-hmm. I'm excited for all of that. Your channel, like I said, is absolutely spectacular. So again, I want to thank you very much for being here with us today.
Well, thanks for taking time out of your day. And for your viewers, of course, we are doing a cross episode on the Bolt and on the Airliner at EVRider.tv. So I hope folks will check that out as well. Yeah. And I look forward to continuing to watch your journeys, especially your camping journeys and your solar trailer.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us this week. Goodbye.
When we heard our Rivian wouldn't be delivered until Christmas of 2023, we decided to see what we could tow with our Chevy Bolt,
launching our solar electric trailer journey.
We have a lot to learn, and we're sharing what we discover along the way.
We've added solar panels to our Aliner Scout pop-up trailer,
preparing us for doing the same on a bigger trailer when the Rivian arrives.
Join us by subscribing now.